provided all the functions on this board are working correctly. Now we have to take it out of the tester and solder these capacitors to the board. So now we solder the capacitors into place. Okay, now we have a finished main board. We have to get this stuff out of the way. Now we have the power supply board, which has to be tested and prepped. So the first thing to do is attach a power transformer to it. This is why Metasonix products use AC power for the most part. The Rich machine needs 12 volts AC, not DC, because it's using an internal transformer to boost that 12 volts AC up to 120 volts in order to run the tubes. Why does it have to be so high? Because that's what the Thyrotron tubes want. If you don't give them what they want, they don't work, period. So we have to have this unwieldy transformer hanging off the power supply. Secondary. 2 of primary. It takes about an hour to put one of these boards together. This is what you have to do after the board is put together. Next, because the assembler did not attach the power lead, we have to make a power lead and attach it. There's very little available that's pre-made to fit our devices because We're doing it with vacuum tubes, and vacuum tubes are a really hostile thing to make a product out of in this day and age. Manufacturers just don't care. They think you're going to make solid state. Only crazy people, quote unquote, make vacuum tube electronics. Anyway, you have to solder this to it. Why didn't the assembler put this wire on it? If he didn't feel like doing it, he doesn't do it. And so someone has to do it. I would fire him, but finding good assemblers where I live in California is very difficult. It's very odd that people here are so lazy, but they are. The little corner I live in, they really don't have a lot in the way of infrastructure, and most people here know nothing about electronics. Training them is very difficult. You have to start from scratch. These will solder onto a connector at the end that goes onto the chassis. We'll get to that later. But we have to prep all the wires, and this is a lot of the hand labor involved. Even though the retch machine minimizes the amount of hand labor, there's still quite a bit left. There's just no easy way to make products like this. No cheap way. Now we have to put a chip in this socket. Why are there so many chips in our tube electronics? That's life. They have to talk to other chip electronics, so you have to use chips. Alright, now we have to hook up an AC adapter that puts out 12 volts AC to this thing in order to test it. Make sure the voltages are coming out. To do that, we need a special adapter cable.